Whether you are looking to build a new career or kickstart that new idea that you've got,
Microsoft Reactor connects you with the developers and startups that share your goals.
Learn new skills, meet new peers, and discover the latest in technology.
Events are running around the clock, so join us anytime, anywhere.
Reactors are communities to connect. We want you to meet real developers and entrepreneurs just like you. Here you can get skilled up and learn from our product experts in the Microsoft Cloud and in open source. So watch us on demand and share your own perspective as we live stream in communities all around the world.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode from the Copilot Chronicles series. My name is Rashmita, and I am the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. I'm here today joined by our very own host, Kamal, and our special guest speaker, Sanjana. But before we start the session, I would request you all to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section is open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. Our speaker will answer all your questions during the session, so please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. With this, let me bring in Kamal, and thank you all once again for joining us and enjoy the session. Over to you, Kamal.
Thank you so much, Rashmita. We're glad to connect with you again and welcome everyone to another series of Copilot Chronicles. And firstly, apologies for the slight delay that we had a technical challenges here. So we have the speaker and all set. So without further ado, let me introduce you to today's speaker, Sangeeta, who is one of the quality engineers, analyst from TCS. She's been working in this particular field for a couple of years, and today until now we've been seeing about Copilot, about how the architecture is all about it, and how do we build one, how do we publish one. Today we're going to see a different face of the Copilot, where we're going to see what are the test cases generation using Microsoft Copilot. Because I think as a developer you need to taste all the flavors of Copilot, just not entering the prompt, getting back the response, doing an analysis, working with it. Testing also plays a very important and a vital role in a developer's life, where that's where you actually pick up a lot of functionalities and you think of improvising it, and it becomes a very scalable, error prone agent that you build or whatever product that you build. So without further ado, we will also have a look into the test case generation. So if you are more into a more of a testing field, you will definitely understand it. So I think everybody who's into Copilot has to go through all these phases. So without further ado, Sangeeta, welcome to Copilot Chronicles, and looking forward to your session. And please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure to take a session here. So today,
Uh,
what we are
Sangeeta, just make sure your mic is near to your, yeah,
okay, okay. Am I audible now, ma'am?
a little more, a bit
Okay,
light.
okay. Now it's fine, ma'am.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, okay. So thank you, ma'am. So today, what we are going to see means test plan and test case generation using Microsoft Copilot. So in the world, so AI is occupying major part of the area. So in that, we need to use test plan and test case generation using that major AI tools. That's what we are going to see that. So will go. So, what we need to see here, that means what we need to learn from this session. The first one, introduction to Microsoft 365 Copilot. In an overview, we need to see that. Second, what is test plan? If you are new to the QA part and you are a developer, you just want to know that what is the test plan and what is the test case. If you are new, suppose if you are advanced developer, means that is already known things. Okay. So third one, using Copilot in Word and Excel for the QA documentation. Then how are we going to use this kind of information? We will see in this part. And fourth one, generating test plan with Copilot. So when it's come to the QA, the test plan is the vital role and it's occupying a major role, because after that only we are able to, as a QA, we are able to execute the all those scenarios. After that only we are giving justify to the developers product. So for that we need to use a test plan, and not only test plan, we are able to create test case as well using Copilot. And final real time demo, what are the scenarios we need to create and what are the possibilities are there. When it's come to AI, we need to give all the possibility and all the negativity part as well. So we are going to see that real time demo as well. And after that, not only this, after that we need to see about advanced use case and what are the best practices as a QA. What are the best practices do I need to know to evaluate my career? Okay, that's what we need to see. And after that, once it's all completed, definitely we'll have a Q and A session. So in that session, what are the questions you have, you just put it on, so that we can get a clarification. So not only you, so we both will learn and we both will get a clear clarification from the session. Okay, so here, so introduction to the Microsoft Copilot. So as you all know, here we need to see about simple thing only. So it's nothing but it's a assistant embedded in a Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlooks, and Team. So before we all are getting a manual entry, but when it's come to A, when it's come to the Copilot, it's very easy manner. So we need to see all those things, and after that, it's powered by Microsoft Graph plus GPT-4. We all know it's powered by a Microsoft, but what is the special content? What is the special things in that? Means it's a ChatGPT-4. And benefit. What are the benefits this Copilot gives to the QA? It's very easy, because whatever as a QA or as another person, what you are doing is you will have to write a content to 5 to 6 hours continuously without any break. So it will give us some other. It means it will occupy all our time. Even break also it will take, because if you made a mistake in some other things, the spelling mistake and capital small letter, for these things, if it takes means definitely it will time delaying process. But when it's come to AI part, it's very faster. So drafting documentation is a very easy part here. And after that, transform user story into test artifact. It's nothing but client will give a overview only. For an example, they will give, I need a for an example iPhone, I need an iPhone, that's all. But what is the process and what is the targeting things we need, and how are we going to put that? So are we going to complete in all those 3 months, or are we going to complete in within a 6 month? So for each month we need to give kind of things. But the user story look like that one only. It's just to give it 2 to 3 lines only. But as the test the artifacts, we need to break it down for a small part. So let's come to here, definitely it will give. So in that real time part, that means in the demo part, we will see how we give all those answers to our question and reduce manual repetition. For an example, already in previous phase I already created 10 scenarios, but in this phase I need to take again 10 scenarios with the small modification. Means again I need to copy from here, and again I need to modify few things. If I miss any things, any other parts in single go, means I need to recollect all those things. So it's a manual process, it will take more and more time. But when it's come to A, it reduces the manual repetition, because it's all given by in A itself. And second thing, okay, what are the test plan and test cases? If you are new to QA, but if you want to know about test plan and test case, means it's a really useful. Test plan is nothing but how are we going to test the simple product. So this is the plan. So this is called as the test plan. Okay, so how are we going to do? So first one is document outlining scope. We need to do that, because client or customer will give the document, but after reading the document as a QA, I need to do the outlining scope based on the document. And objective, what are those objectives, important things I need to take, that also in my mind. And resources, what are the resources I need, so how many resources I need, what are the effect I need to put, how much
Sangeeta?
productivity. Yes ma'am.
Sangeeta, I'm really sorry. The background noise is pretty loud. So can you just switch off your background music, or if you have another headset, can you use that? Because your mic is picking up the background noise and it's pretty loud.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Ma'am, now it's fine, ma'am. Hello? Hello?
There is background noise.
Mm,
Okay, you start the session in case if the audience is still having
mm,
issues. So what we'll do is like probably then we might have to do it again, but then just
mm.
you continue with your presentation and then we'll see how it goes and I'll let you know, Sangeeta.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, please share your screen.
Mm, mm. Shall I start, ma'am?
Yeah, please, please.
Okay. So, we are going to see about test plan. So, test plan is nothing but how are we going to test. So, that is we need to write as a plan. So, that's called as the test plan. So, for that, we need document outline scope and objective. Third one is the resources, and fourth one is the schedule. Because based on this schedule only, we are able to complete that. And after that, it's contain testing strategy. Testing strategy in this means how are we going to test that. If you are go with the manual means how are we going to that. If you go with the automation means what are the programming things you are taking, what are the framing you are taking for, to test that one. And environment also we need to discuss that, and deliverable and what date we need to give and what date it's all completed and it will going to the production. So these kind of things we need to do that in the test plan itself. And test case. So test case is nothing but each and every steps we need to do that. So a first one is set of steps to verify particular feature. That one we need to use. And second one we need to include test data. Sorry. So we need to include test data. For an example, if we are going to validate the phone number in the sense, in that part what we need to do means we need to give phone number means we need to give a string. Sorry. So we need to give test data. So in the phone number it's a 10 digit number. Instead of 10 digit number we are going to give 8 digit and we are going to give 6 digit. So this kind of negative test cases we need to do that. And in Excel, and how are we going to do that? So it's simple format. We need to give a requirement document and initial test plan and with a bullet symbol. If you are going to give those kind of things, since what we are going to see, so we need to get a table of test cases from
Sangita,
plain.
you need
Yes,
to
ma'am.
share your screen one more time, please.
Oh, okay, ma'am. So already we seen about test plan and test cases. So this also we seen here, generating test plan with Copilot. So for an example, if you are going to use a Copilot, in the sense, in that phase prompt is very very important. Already we know, right? When it's comes to the AI and when we need to get some other output from AI, means prompt is the major thing. So in that phase we need to give that prompt. So how are we going to give that? So the first example, we are going to give create a test plan for a login model for a web application and list the, suppose, and it's some kind of a list. In the sense, at the time what we are going to do means list the test objective, scope, risk and resource requirement. This kind of things we are giving. And output, what are we going to get the output? So it will give well structured document with a test plan section, and it's editable also and human review friendly also it will give. And generating test cases with the Copilot means what we need to give. The first one, for an example, if I give generate 5 positive and 5 negative test cases for a login form, and write test case based on the following user story. So once you, if we give this means we need to give the user story, and positive 5 positive, five negative, in the sense also we need to give. So output, how it will be generating means first it will give a test case ID. So we didn't give test case ID, so it's normally it will take a 001, otherwise 002. And description also will give, and pre-condition also it will give what are the steps we are going to achieve. That's also it will give, an expected result it will give. And after that, priority. Okay, for priority, for an example, if it's a login issue for a Facebook login, WhatsApp login, or whatever the web link, we need to give a login. In the sense, it will take a first priority, because after login only we are able to do all those kind of activity inside that. For an example, in a real time example, if you're speaking about Instagram, in the sense, so I need to put a post, okay, I need to put a reels. So that time the first step is the login. So based on that action impact, it will take the priority. So based on this it will give correct format. And real time demo, what we are going to see in the demo means generate test cases for forget password flow. We will give what it will we will give this one, and what we so we will see what the content it will give, and turn Jira user story into test cases. So we are giving user story, I'm giving that user story, and I'm asking about test cases. That activity also it will perform. And third one, summarize testing outcome into status report. So it's no matter about the manual part, whatever you give from the testing part, from the test report, from the QA, it will give all those kind of things. And advanced use case and tips also we are able to do. First one is, so you already known, right? So AI it's playing in the role in every item. So likewise here also Copilot plus tips. So ask a question like show all failed test cases last week. So in the chat we are all those giving, so it will also give, and Copilot plus Excel also it will give. So based on that we can get the answer. And for this the prompting is the important one. So what is the prompting already we know, but before prompting, understanding natural language prompting is the basic one. So based on that only the AI will react. If you give a minimal, it will give a minimal answer. If you give a deep, it will give a deep kind of answer with a known factor. Okay, that one only we need to see. The first one, keyword. So Copilot interpret human like instruction prompt. Okay, so human like instruction only we need to give, and we need to give, we know, but what is the procedure to give? The first one, it should be a clear one. Second, it should be specific one. Third, it should be a goal oriented prompts give a better result, because that goal we need to achieve. So it will give an example prompt we will see. So generated test case, so it's a clear generated test case. And for a mobile banking app, specific. So in the specific case, mobile banking app fund transfer feature including edge cases. Okay, so fund transfer feature, that is my goal. So likewise we need to give. In additionally, if you have any other role, that means user or manager, admin, this kind of role means you will give role, device or platform. And how are we going to structuring the template? It's a simple. So design your Excel or Word template in Copilot friendly format. And how are we going to do? It's simple. So test case ID, title, steps, expected results, it's also giving from A, so we need to copy and paste it. Why? Because it's auto filled based on consistent pattern. So definitely it will give all those answer. And scenario based test case generation also we are able to create that. Okay, so we will see. So generated test cases for user registration where email is mandatory, password must meet a criteria, and user can give up a sign up via Google. Okay, so this is the scenario, right? So I'm giving the scenario. Instead of mentioning the common thing or just the overview thing, I'm giving the scenario and asking about that. So this what I meant deep. So if you give a scenario and you are expecting the correct answer, you are expecting the more answer from this, means it will give that. Okay, so based on this it will give answer. And integration with agile workflow. So you know, right, most of the person are using that agile framework and some other framework. Okay, so in that case how are we going to do? So it's nothing but the Copilot transform Jira or Azure DevOps user story to test cases. So it's nothing but you need to think manually, you need to put yourself 2 to 3 hours to combine all those things together to work all those test cases. That is a no matter. And hereafter we will achieve very easily. So how are we going to achieve? Simple. If you are using Jira or if you are using Azure developer, I mean DevOps, it's no matter about that. Okay, so just to go, just to take the user story and just put it in the top Copilot, you will get a clear answer based on your prompt. Okay, for an example, if you see based on this Jira story, create a boundary value test case assessments, definitely it will get. But what is the benefit? So first it saves time, and second it's reduce the interpretation gaps and all, it will reduce. And risk based test planning also here then. What is risk based? So identifying high risk area based on business logic, recommend focus area for regression testing, because regression testing, you know, right, once it's all completed we need to execute again and again. If you are executing again, it doesn't break the existing code. This is what we need to do. Okay, so regression testing. So in that place it will identify we need to do this part for the regression or testing, means it will give that also. See, prompt example, generate a risk based test plan for an e-commerce checkout process, means it will give. And traceability, you all know, right, for a QA the traceability is a very much important. How are we going to achieve? So first the requirement, and then test case, and then defect, these three it's important. So create a traceability matrix like this 5 requirement to test cases. Okay, so if you are having 5 requirement and if you give the test cases and what are the defects you are finding, you need to give that one also. After that it will easily giving the traceability matrix. And regression testing support also we need to do, right? So reuse test cases from previous brand and suggest the update based on new feature addition also it will give. For an example, suggest updated regression test cases for login after 2FA was added. So already it was there, but we need to use that again, means we need to get to some other clarification, right? So in that case, if you are asking, means definitely it will give this kind of things. And generating negative test cases. So far, we seen about a positive scenario, but as a QA, we need to focus on more negative test cases. After that, only we are able to give justify for our dev team productivity, right? So for that purpose, we are going to see that negative test cases. So how are we going to achieve? It's simple. Important to validate input validation in based on security. So for an example, write 5 negative test cases for payment to form. So that time we need to include few things. So bank field, invalid format, SQL injection attempts, etc. So we need to give this kind of keyword, and we are expecting some other generating sentences, right? So it will give that one also. And review and feedback using Copilot. So we need to give a review, we need to give a feedback. So at the time, what we are going to see, the first one, use Copilot to review test case quality. Okay, so how are we going? Clarity, coverage, duplication, and prompt example. Review these test cases and suggest improvement. So if you give means it will give all those things. And and we have and we have limitation and ethical consideration as well. So first, Copilot is not a replacement for QA analytics logic. We need to we need to see that because it's not a replacement. Okay, so what we'll do means it meets edge cases. Bec- and it's inaccurately interpret unclear prompts. So in that phase we need to give. So always validate a generated content before sign off. A also it's working. It's not about A separately, QA separately. So we are going to accommodate with the AI. So once we got the input from that, that means we got the input from that AI Copilot, means we need to analyze and we need to give a overall overview. This is correct or this is correct. So this we need to change kind of thing. We need to also do that. Okay, so this was the content. So now we are going to see about in demo part. So what are the things all we have seen here? We need to see in that demo part. So just a minute, I'll share. See, this is the Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so we need to sign in. Once you are signed in, you will get all those things. So first, in a simple basic, I'm asking. Okay, in a simple manner only we are so first the basic, and then we will see how it will react and how it will go, all those kind of things. So first, I'm giving hi. Mm, okay, so if I so this what I'm saying. So here now it's a good afternoon, so I need to say good afternoon or good evening, but here it says a good morning. I mean, I'm giving good morning mistakenly, but here also it says good morning. So whenever the AI content is giving, we need to give we need to see it's a content, it's really accurate kind of things. Okay, now we will see about a real time process. I'm just asking about, can you give the test plan? Can you give the test plan template? Because for here I never know about what is the test plan, so I didn't see also test plan template. So that's I'm asking. See, sure, a test plan template, it typically include those sections. Okay, so we will see first introduction and then overview of the project, purpose of the test plan, reference, and test objective. So testing aim to achieve, area cover to exclude, and test scope. What we need to do, feature to be tested and features not to be tested. This kind of thing, and a test approach in the sense how are we going to do manual automated or exploratory things, and test the environment, what are the hardware and what are the backup and network setup prerequisite and all it will give. And test cases scenario, high level test, defect management, test the deliverables, risk migration, and schedule resources. See, if you are working in a company you will get to 2 to 3 or 3 to 5, not a more. But here AI will give, this Copilot will give all those kind of things. So based on that you are able to fill in a very accurate manner. Okay, this is the test case template. So I'm giving scenario can also be seen, right? So I'm just giving. So I need to okay, I'm giving can you give the test cases for creating digital twin. So digital twin, it's a nothing but it's one of the part in a Azure. So it's the one of the Azure service. So I'm just telling I need test cases for creating digital twin. Just a minute. Because I'm not sure about what is Azure Digital Twin because I'm new to this. So on that time, if I ask this means it will give. So we can data ingestion and integration. How are we going to do verify that real world data is correctly ingested into the digital twin, so that I can understand okay the digital twin also getting real real world data. So I need to check that and ensure integration with IoT sensor and external data sources. And latency issues also we need to check. So what I'm checking, so if I'm not coming here, but before that if I just check using my thoughts print, what I will do, I just go and that Azure digital print page and will see okay these are the model and these are the home page and this is the sign in button. This only I'm able to know that. But once I coming to here it will tell all those point in deeply. And model accuracy synchronization also it will tell. See, physical entities there are not, and physical and virtual modes also what, these kind of things it will go. Okay, this is the advanced scenario. So for in a real world, for every people understanding, I'm giving just for a pen. We'll see for a creating pen what are the test cases it will go. See, so pen is everybody know about this pen. Okay, so this is used for writing. So see, ink issue, when the pen has no ink and verify the failure responses. So if you are working in the product not on a software based, product based means you will get to know this. And use a pen on wet or oily surface to check if the ink is spread or fade unexpectedly. That I need to check. And test the extreme temperature. So whatever you will give, it will give all those things. See, physical durability also you need to check, and cap and mechanism failure we need to check, and grip and comforter and surface compatibility. So it's nothing but what are the things you are going to give here. It will regenerate and it will give newly to the um, and test case spot and test the platform also we need to easily do that. So if you see here means what are we doing, already we will see test report. We'll see. I have, so I'm just giving I need to prepare test report with the information of six negative, six failed cases. Okay, six failed test scenario, and 12 positive scenario. Can you help me to that? See, in this question itself, I gave a wrong mistake. I mean, I made a mistake. Okay, so I gave a wrong content. But in the AI, it's accepting that, so it will find major things. So 80 percentage it will find here and it will give the correct thing. So that means if you are giving the wrong content with the wrong spelling also, it will find the full scenario and it will give the correct answer. See, test report in the sense, see here the project name I need to enter, test date, test the environment and test the name and summary total test scenarios. So 19, I didn't give a 19, I just give 7 and 12. So it's automatically giving the information like total scenario is 19 and positive scenario this match, failed scenario and this match, and success rate. So success rate also it will give. See, and if you see here means the table and all, I'm not sure how are we going to put and how uh, I need to fill those things, but it's generated and it's very useful and it's a time saving property, right? If you see verify login functionality, so these things and all we didn't give, but a will give. So based on that we need to modify. That's what I'm in the previous phase itself I told. So a give the things, but we need to check again, because based on its understanding only it will give. But for my purpose what I need to get, I need to modify here. So verify login functionality, validation session timeout, so it will give, but I need to modify based on things. So remarks and all we need to give. So it's just a dummy data we can see, because I didn't give a deep connection, right? This is already created one. It's giving by AI. So in this case I need to modify things. If you see here now, defect analysis, so critical issue, high priority fixes and possible workaround and recommendation also it will give. So address a critical failure before the next release, perform a regression testing after fix are applied. So these kind of things it will give. So it's nothing but you need to give full and you need to give part whatever you need to give, but it will to be clear and specific and scenario based. So we already said in the previous, right? So it's a clear, specific and scenario based. Otherwise it should be in a ethical manner. So that means it will definitely give all those things. See, we just give, I need this one only, right? See, use that to 7 failed and 12 positive scenario. I'm just giving my goal. My goal is test report. I need to prepare the test report. This is my goal. Okay, this is the scenario. That means 7 failed, 12 failed. So I'm just giving. So it is ethical one. Can you help me to get that one? So if you see here means it will give overview things and all. So as a QA, if you are going with the manual means, definitely it will take 2 to 3 hours. But when it's come to here, in the fraction of second, just uh, 40 to 60 second only it took, right, to giving a prompt. But after that we are getting, so it's very time saving thing. So if you are a QA, so you can use that. So I'm definitely suggesting to use this Copilot for your work reduce. So you will get more time. So you will get more time to spend with your family apart from that work. So use that and help on that. Thank you.
Thanks, Sangeeta. Thank you so much. Definitely, everybody got a very different view on how to kind of do a testing on the Copilot. So I have a couple of questions, but I'm going to pick a very main question just to understand what
Okay,
is the
ma'am.
software testing life cycle in M365? What that would be basically?
Sorry, ma'am. Test cycle they are asking about, right, ma'am?
Yeah, the software testing life cycle in
Mm.
M365. What is the
Mm.
process behind it?
So it's a testing cycles is nothing but in previous phase what we are using means, when it's come to testing we are using Firelight. So deployment, requirement analysis and integration testing pattern also the same things, it's applicable into Microsoft 365 also. So that is no major changes between that. So whatever we have we need to apply in that, and after applying what only we are getting additional things that we need to apply in that process. That's all. It's nothing
Oh,
simple one. So it's been a cycle only. So
all
it's
right.
not different.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Got it. So it's almost a similar thing. Nothing of a major
Yes,
change, you're saying.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. I think the host has updated the event code. And thank you so much again, Sangeeta. We will leave your
Thank you, ma'am.
social handle. So if people have questions, audience have questions, they
Mm,
will get back to you. And also, thank you so much for giving a complete
thank you.
overview of the testing phase. So looking forward for more sessions. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you, ma'am.
day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.